Hey everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. You're in my corner and I have a very special guest in the corner. Would you like to unveil your secret identity?
My name is Aaron Roberts.
And
I'm
they,
a voice actor for Funimation and a regular actor for TV and stage
well,
and film.
it's all acting. You
Yeah, totally. It's all acting.
don't have to separate it. We understand here. Well, no, I know a lot of times at conventions, a lot of people disassociate voiceover with acting, which is really kind of silly. So I always like to make that clarification for people, so you don't
Yeah,
have to.
it's all acting. If my character's on screen and has a shaky gun, I'm also mimicking a shaky gun in the booth. Like that's like things are yeah.
I
Don't
mean,
make me do it. Don't make me pull this trigger. You
I,
hear
I
the
I can sympathize with that. I
yeah.
really can, because when it comes to anything that has to do with any sort of voiceover, not for radio, I sit down and relax because we're having a chat. But when it comes to anything related to voiceover, I have to stand up just so I can be more like into what I'm doing.
Yeah, totally.
But for the fans out there, since this is your first time on the show, I like to ask this very basic of basic questions, get it out of the way. What initially sparked your interest into acting?
I knew I wanted to be an actor since I was 8 years old. And I think I think that just came from me watching like Indiana Jones movies and like watching, I don't know, I think a bit like watching TV and then mimicking what I saw on TV and thinking like, oh, I could probably be good at this. And then I did, like everybody on Earth, most people did plays at church when I was a kid, and just had a real just had a knack for it. And I was like, oh, hey, and I remember telling my mom when I was 8 years old, is like, hey, I think I know what I want to be when I grow up. I want to be an actor. And then she said, oh, okay, well, you'll probably want to come up with something else.
Oh, mom.
So, but I mean, they're very supportive now. But it was and so I was like, okay, yeah, I will. I'll come up with something else. And whatever. I went through cycled through several different career options, like I think all the way through maybe my sophomore year of high school, including like being a computer engineer and or a programmer, and then also perhaps being a pilot, whatever. And I don't know. And then I basically, I guess in high school, I hadn't done anything theater related, and I was like, I sang in choir in church or whatever, but I hadn't done anything theater related in quite some time. And I auditioned for like on a whim, auditioned for a play. Basically, as I like, would see these productions at my school, and I just thought, wow, these people are terrible. Like I could do so much better than what I'm seeing. I should rescue this school and provide them with good drama. Anyway, so I auditioned and yeah, on a whim and did the show, and things just kind of, I don't know. I made the decision that I didn't want to sit in front of a computer for the rest of my life, and auditioned for like a couple of different theater programs, and ended up getting a scholarship, and came out to the great state of Texas to go
Yeehaw.
to go to SMU, where I got my degree in theater. Is that too long of an answer for you?
No, not at all. I like the history lesson, to be honest. My favorite part was being in school and saying I can do better.
Right.
Well, no, it's interesting because I feel like at least at my school, a lot of kids kind of took theater because they're like, well, this will be better than like social studies or home economics, and then they like never put anything into it. They were just kind of like, I'm acting and yeah, like that was kind of their general attitude towards the class.
Yeah, totally.
So no, I love it. Well, so I'm assuming that the move to Texas because you're in quite a lot of Funimation productions that got you into the door at Funimation.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. That was a question. Yes, a leading question. So yeah, I guess yeah, because I came here for school, and I did a couple shows, and then I bounced around to a couple different places. and whatever, trying to find a home. And like, I don't know. I moved back here in 2008, and like Dallas has always felt like home to me. But I didn't even realize, and I'm not sure this is exactly your question, but I didn't even realize that anime was dubbed here. Like, and I never thought that was going to be something like. I mean, I've always been interested in voice acting, and like always, like when I was a kid, like did voices when I was a kid, and always wanted to voice cartoons and video games and whatnot. But yeah, like I didn't even realize until I did a show with one of the first shows I did when I moved back to Texas was a Sherlock Holmes show in which Chuck Huber, who is the voice of Android 17 and Pilaf in Dragon Ball Z, he played Sherlock Holmes. And like I didn't even like I was going through looking at the bios in our program for the show, and I was like, "Whoa, you're these voices in DBZ." And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "They record up in Flower Mound," and I was like, "What? Where?" And then I didn't want to be the friend that was like, "Hey, man, can you get me an audition?" and whatever. I just wanted to genuinely be Chuck's friend, and so that happened. But yeah, eventually, because I was doing so many shows here, I got asked to come in and audition, and that was like I guess I was like I don't know 5 years ago. Anyway, but yes, had been doing theater here in North Texas is a great way to get your foot in the door of Funimation.
Yeah, because I've heard stories about their wait list being extremely long if you just like send in something for their wait list, which makes sense. I feel like a lot of anime fans, when they think of quality dubbing, they think of Funimation.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they got some sort of rolling lottery system. That's my rough understanding of it, is that you can sign up on the website and you may or may not, I don't know, get a chance. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like recommendations are the way to go, knowing the right people, being nudge nudge. But that does not mean for the fans at home that are like, you should go up to a voice actor and be like, "Hey, can you listen to my demo? Hey, I can do a great impression of you. Hey."
Yes, definitely don't do a great impression of me. It's the worst thing you can do. I don't know, but there's I would networking is definitely something. I mean, maybe not sociopathic behavior, but networking is definitely the way to get in. I mean, if you gave me your voice demo, there's probably not a whole lot I could do with it, but except for listen to it. I'll listen to it and enjoy it.
just in your home sipping wine with one of those pipes.
That's right.
Like a mountain of them. But yeah. But no, for the fans out there, it's really nice to see kind of I think where your career started and where it's been going. It feels like it's definitely picked up speed, in the past few years. So that must be really exciting for you.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I think that because I had been doing theater for quite some time, almost like nonstop. Like I had a 40-hour a week job, and then was doing back to back to back shows forever. Maybe for I don't know, like I guess it's 2016 now. So I moved back here in like it's been 8 years, and I'm still to a certain extent doing back to back to back live theater shows. But I would say that getting in the door at Funimation, and like my first major role up there was playing Sunny in this show called Toriko, which like only a handful of people in the world have ever heard of. But Ian Sinclair played Toriko, and that was the first big name character I got was Sunny. But like landing that role kind of helped open up other doors for me getting an agent, and then for me doing more voice work and me doing some feature films and commercial work and other things. And it's been really exciting. And these past 2 years have just been a rocket ride. It's been
That's
nuts.
great. Congratulations.
I mean, it's also horrifying because I mean, at this point in time, like I'm a freelance artist. I mean, I'm completely, on my own. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's exciting and horrifying all at once.
The see by your pants sort of living. But for the fans who haven't seen Toriko is great, but it's not great if you're on a diet. If you're on a diet, avoid at all costs.
Absolutely, totally.
I actually
Yeah,
remember when that show premiered, I was at a con with Ian, and he had an orange jumpsuit with him, which was hilarious. Like they were premiering the show at YomaCon one year, and he was walking around in the green room with an orange jumpsuit.
that is awesome. Yeah, he's also he's a giant foodie, and so that show was really a special thing for him. But man, yeah, we only dubbed the first 48 or 50 episodes of that show, and I didn't, for whatever reason. It was huge in Japan and never really took off here. I think they even at one point in time I think they cut off the show at like 147 episodes over in Japan. But I think at some point they even tried to pitch that show to the Food Network.
That would have been perfect. If
Would have
Cake
been
Boss can make
amazing.
it, Toriko can make it. I mean, come on.
That's right.
I was always kind of sad that they didn't continue that, but I don't think a lot of fans necessarily knew of the show. I kind of feel like a lot more fans are rediscovering the show because I believe the character Toriko appeared in I'm blanking out on the name of the game, but it was a game where it had like Luffy from One Piece and a bunch of other
K-pop All Stars.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, there's also a I think in that game, I think all four Heavenly Kings, including Sunny and Coco, all I think they're all in there. I could be wrong. But there's also like there's crossover movies and like specials with One Piece and Dragon Ball Z, and I kept waiting for, like I was like, oh, surely we're gonna dub those. Like everybody wants to see, like, Goku and Toriko fight each other, right? Anyway.
Namco Bandai, whenever you want to dub something, let us know.
Yes.
But I'll have people after me with pitchforks if I don't ask about your role in Tokyo Ghoul, because people love that show.
Totally. I would say that Uta is by far my most popular character. I had a couple of people that came to BayouCon this past weekend that were cosplaying Kaneki. But that show is so good. I finally started, I guess about 2 weeks ago, I started making my way through. Whoa. Sorry, that was a giant vibration. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I thought it was like a boat pulling into harbor for a second.
That's right. Yes, a boat full of tornadoes. It was a warning.
You never know. You never know where you're at. You could be recording anyway.
Right. Anyway, so yeah, I just started making my way through Route A about 2 weeks ago, and I think I'm only through like episode 9, which I was informed by a fan because I said I don't like watching prequels after whatever, like after I've seen the first season or something. I just generally don't like to watch whatever, so because it removes a lot of the risk for me as a viewer, and I was informed by several fans that I was an idiot. That's not, in fact, going to be a problem with the Tokyo Ghoul. I guess you can watch the first season and then continue to Route A like they designed it. But it's a really great show. J. Michael Tatum is really, really good. So is Brina. And Austin Tyndall's work in that show is just phenomenal. He's got a lot of range.
Now, that's a really dark show. Do you feel like you have to get into a certain headspace to really approach, that character?
Not for it. Really, I guess it really depends on the character. I feel like Uta is fairly. I think he's invested, but he's also somewhat ambivalent. Like he doesn't have to. He's not going through a lot of, I guess, emotional. He's not in an emotional storm. So for me, my character personally, and like his journey, it's not. I don't have to get that dark. I imagine that Austin, with like the performance he had to give, had to, get weird in the booth. I think the darkest thing that I've ever had to do was for a show called Nobunagun. Which I played Ganda, which he's only in one episode, but I don't want to give anything away. But it goes a little crazy and ends up killing a lot of people. But Yeah, that's probably the darkest thing I've ever done, and I had to go home and take a hot shower after that one.
Hey, it's a good stress reliever in the booth. You have a bad day, you get to be a psychopath for like an hour, maybe four, and then you go home and you're like, man, that was great. I feel so
Totally.
much better.
No one's harmed.
No one harmed this time. No, I'm kidding. But you just said you went to a convention. Do you have any others coming up this year?
Yes, I'm heading to this weekend. I guess Thursday morning. I'm going to IkasuCon in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Oh, that sounds like that'll be fun. Is that your first year going?
Yeah, it's my first year going there. Yeah, apparently the convention center that I'm going to is crazy awesome. So that's exciting. And Austin Tyndall is going to be there as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting fans in that area.
You know, that sounds like a lot of fun. For the fans out there that want to keep up to date with any future, convention appearances, where can they stalk you in a nice way on the internet?
You can sweetly stalk me on Twitter it's at Aaron Roberts. Yes, and which sometimes people read it and they're like, "Oh yes, Aaron Roberts Reyes" or "Aaron Roberts Eyes." No, it's just at Aaron Roberts. Yes, and that is also my handle over on the Instagram, which my Instagram game is on point. And then you
Ooh,
can
okay, I gotta follow your Instagram
Oh,
then.
it's amazing. It's amazing. But yeah, and then on Facebook, it's just facebook.com/Aaron Roberts actor. So yeah,
Right, I'm stalking your Instagram as we speak.
do it.
Because like I'm not the best Instagrammer. I got into it like a year ago finally after so long. But now I have like 12 apps just dedicated to like photo editing for my phone. I just downloaded like a bunch of them and I'm like, "Ooh, I like this one and this one. Now this one sucks." And I veto them
I
every
know
so often.
no one app does everything. Like you have to like keep on like forwarding, like make a save and adjustment, and then push your image into like another thing. I think I just got on Instagram maybe like a year and a half ago. But only like a couple months ago did I finally get on Tumblr, which Tumblr eludes me. I don't understand. It's just like a collection of circles to me. Like everything else, like Twitter and Instagram, everything is really linear. Like you have a feed and it's just like boop, 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 boop timeline. Like Pinterest and Tumblr make no sense to me. And I find myself losing hours of my life in them.
I can't help you with Pinterest. I've tried. I just can't. But like Pinterest seems like you go there if you want to try crafts and then they end up horribly, so you feel bad about it and then you don't go to Pinterest for a while. But
I was over at someone's house and I was over at someone's house and they had taken a light bulb. They had taken a light bulb and like hollowed it out and like took out I guess the electric connectivity part at the bottom, at the base.
Mhm.
And so it was just the bulb like sitting in a wire hanger frame. And it absolutely 100% looked like drug paraphernalia. Um, like they had to like they ran over like so I looked at it and was like, hey, this looks like what I think it looks like. And yeah, they ran over with a picture from Pinterest and it was a craft idea. Like there's supposed to be flowers in it. The cat, I guess, in the house had eaten the flowers right out of the thing that looked like a crack pipe. Yeah.
Sounds like a cat. I have a 14, almost 15-year-old cat, and her two choices are grass or plastic. So
Bizarre. That's weird.
yeah, cats are weird, for Tumblr, I've been on Tumblr pretty early on. I was a strong adapter of that. I've kind of gotten off of it a little bit lately, but for Tumblr, it's just been pretty pictures for me. I ignore all of the political and all of the text posts. It's just like, that's a pretty picture. I'm gonna reblock it. And that's it. That is what Tumblr is for me in a nutshell.
That's what I really like so far. What I really like about Instagram is like it's got like it's all of the just pretty pictures with none of the political nonsense that seems to flood my Facebook feed. But
Oh, yeah, Facebook. Facebook tries so hard. But, for the fans out there, are there any other upcoming projects where they can check it out or buy it or anything else you want to promote to them?
I don't know. I just recorded some DVD commentary for Dance with Devils with Seth McGill, Enrico Fajardo, and Kyle Phillips. Kyle Phillips, of course, directed it. So I think that's coming out soon. I'm working on a bunch of secret projects, as you like. You when the NDA ninjas
Yes.
keep you from discussing things, but I was coming this winter. I'm going to be in something really, really huge. Um,
Ooh.
yeah, that will probably galvanize me into the anime canon forever.
Well, I'm
So,
excited to hear about that.
yeah, yeah, I'll come back and I'll talk about it whenever I can. Yeah,
Yeah,
whenever.
we'd love that, and we'll keep our eyes peeled on your social media to see what it is. As for Dance with Devils, I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet, because I've had two camps. People being like, all the guys are really mean, you'll hate it. All the guys are really mean, you'll love it. So it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's totally. Let's say, I guess, a reverse harem.
Mm.
Um, yeah, fan service kind of show. And I think there's going to be everything seems to be pointing to a second season. Yeah, that's right. I just saw an article today saying that I mean, I don't know. All the release dates for anime just perpetually keep on getting pushed back. But I think winter, this winter we should be getting a third season of Tokyo Ghoul. So that's exciting.
Yeah, no, I did see news of that, and it's hard to keep up too because the Anime Expo just happened, so it was just like a barrage of like news announcements that were just ridiculous to try and it was like the E3 of anime. It was really surprising.
I want to go to Anime Expo so bad. I also like that's a bucket list item. Also, I want to go to DragonCon. Those are like yeah, those are my wish lists.
I would love to go to DragonCon because I've never been, but
Yeah.
I've been going to Anime Expo for quite a few years. For me, because I'm usually going as press. Oh, it's so horrible. Like I'm
Yeah.
just I'll be honest, it's really difficult because it's gotten so big that to do anything kind of through Anime Expo is really hard. So it's actually easier to, book interviews and everything else with the individuals that are going.
Yeah.
Actually going through their guests is really, really difficult. But this is a personal opinion that doesn't represent 91.8 The Fan. Uh, and now it's safe. Uh, but before we let you go today, I was wondering if you'd be willing to participate in a 91.8 The Fan tradition.
Totally.
Fantastic. We ask everyone who comes on the show, whether they're a voice actor or not, if they'd be willing to do a radio bump for us.
Absolutely.
Sweet. We ask if you could say, hello, my name is, you insert your name, I do this, you can put whatever you want, and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
91.8 The Fan. All right, sure thing.
All right, whenever you're ready.
Hello, this is Aaron Roberts. I'm the voice of Uta in Tokyo Ghoul, and you're listening to 91.8 The Fan.
Perfect. See, you didn't even mess up. Look at that.
Boom, professional.
Yes, perfect. Well, since we have to say goodbye, sadly, are there any words of wisdom, dating advice, predictions for the end of the world that you'd like to leave with our listeners?
I would say, no matter how stupid and far-fetched your dreams may seem, don't stop. Keep trying.
It's perfect with me. I agree with it. I endorse it. But no, thank you so much for today. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, totally. Thank you.
And for any of the fans out there that missed any of this interview, don't fret. You can find it on the website within the next few days. So keep your eyes peeled to 918thefan.com and your ears tuned to 91.8 The Fan, where we play everything you want and nothing you don't.